Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and you might be wondering what the pros and cons are of a homeowners association, abbreviation HOA. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. So, you know what? I actually really love my homeowners association. So, some of the reasons I love it is because if you go down the street, you aren't going to find cars that are jacked up on a jack with no tires. You're not going to find one purple house, one blue house, one with polka dots. So those are definitely some positives of an HOA, is that they're going to help keep some uniformity within the community. That also helps preserve your home value a bit as well, because if your home looks junky and the whole neighborhood looks junky, then a lot of buyers aren't going to see the value in the community as much, and they may not want to offer quite as much for the community. But if you have the great curb appeal and the homeowners association is really kind of keeping an eye on it to help that really just helps the community overall preserve. So that's really a positive. Now, you have kind of the same with a negative there. You don't have the freedom to paint your home with stripes or polka dots if that's your thing, and it could be your thing, but you can't do that in a homeowners association. They typically have colors that you have to stay within, so you want to make sure that you keep that in mind. If you want to have the freedom to really change the aesthetics of the outside of your home a lot, then maybe an HOA is not going to be the right thing for you. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and thank you so much for watching my video. And if you find the information useful, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell above to be notified of new videos. Take care. Some other positives with a homeowners association is that, you know, obviously there's a fee involved, but that fee is going to cover if there's a gate, if there's a community pool, common areas that kind of break up the feel of just having houses stacked over and over and over again. You'll have some parks and just different things in the community to soften the feel and make it feel more of a community. So some of my favorite communities in Mesa are Cadence and Eastmark, and so their homeowners association actually has like wonderful community pools with slides. There's workout facilities, and there's like coffee bars, and there's arcade rooms for the family. There's parks, dog parks. I mean, there's just so many things that having a homeowners association will allow you to have more of that community feel and more activities within your community. But there is usually a cost to that. So your average homeowners association here in the Valley would be about $85 a month. But the more that you have in the community, the more that cost could be. So if you just have a basic HOA, it might only be $40 or $50. But if you do have the community pool, or you have a golf course, or you have multiple parks, a gate, you know, workout facility, then you might be looking at $150 a month for that. So, and there's some that go way higher. I'm just giving you averages there. And so let's talk about a couple more maybe cons with your homeowners association. So another one would be after they build the house, a lot of homeowners associations will not allow you to then add an RV gate. So if whatever was built at the time that it was built, a lot of times that you're stuck with that. Now, if you wanted to paint, of course, they have their own selection that you could choose from for that. But as far as adding a gate or anything like that, sometimes they don't allow you to do that after the fact. You have to check with the homeowners association before you do anything like that. Also, speaking of RVs, in a homeowners association, most of the time, there's very few. There's a couple communities in Gilbert and a couple in Peoria where you are allowed to park an RV on the side of your house. It has to be behind the gate. But for the most part, these homeowners associations will not allow you to have anything that goes above the fence line that could be visible passing through the street or visible from a neighbor. So just keep that in mind. If you have an RV that's going to be above the fence line, you're not going to be able to park that if you're in a homeowners association, unless you find one of the very few rare ones. The other thing is like if you have a boat. Now, if it's below the fence line and you have an RV gate, then most likely you could park that, and that would be no problem. So again, you just kind of have to think about what your needs are as a homeowner and what that home is going to provide for you. And the majority of homes in Arizona are going to have a homeowners association that has these kind of restrictions. So you just need to keep that in mind when you're out doing the house hunt, and just make sure that you find something that's going to match your needs. Well, hopefully you can hear me okay, because there is a neighbor that is getting their landscaping maintained. Woo, keeping with HOA compliance, right? Anyhow, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But I just wanted to go over another con and something to be very aware of when you're in a homeowners association. At any point, should you decide to get behind on your HOA dues, or should you decide to not be compliant and start getting fines, the homeowners association actually has the option to charge you interest on those fines and fees. They also can charge you for their legal fees and their drafting of documentation, their attorney fees, and they'll just keep adding that on and adding that on. And they can put a lien against the home so that if you go to sell the house, you can't. So you have to remember the homeowners association does have a little bit of control. If you try and go and sell the house and you said, screw it, I don't want to pay my dues, I don't want to follow the rules, I'm just going to move. Well, you better get things rectified with the homeowners association before you get under contract, because you are going to have a delay unless you can get everything settled right there at closing. But a lot of times they are just going to throw those fees and charges at you, and it's going to be a really big chunk. So just remember that you are going to have an issue getting your home to sell if you haven't played nice with the HOA. Okay. Again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. I hope you found this information useful, and I'm here to help in any way that I can. Feel free to text me, email me, call me, and I'd be happy to discuss this with you further.